This is Kreskin. Of course, you know me as the amazing Kreskin. Listen, folks, I just want to thank so many of you, the interest, the excitement that you express, and others who are fascinated with my commentary that took place Sunday morning on New Jersey, WMTR News for a half an hour. That interview, it covered some of the very serious issues that were going on in the past months here in our culture. Of course, my concern, as we discussed, is with the college student situation and people of that age, their feeling about the future, the misgivings and what have you, even the contemplation at times of suicide. And you know, there's one problem that hasn't been brought up. And I detect this in the minds of many, many students. We all make mistakes. We did it in our teens, we did it in the college age and so forth. Everybody has made mistakes. But what they're haunted with now, and they've thought about more than you realize, is what happens 22 years from now if someone decides to sue them for some bad judgment they made while they were at college age. And don't think that they're not concerned about this, because the tremendous amount of publicity that our media is given, all these endless lawsuits. The other thing I have to mention to you is something that concerns yours truly. Do yourself a favor and go onto the internet and look at the members of Congress, the members of the Senate. I'm not picking one political party over the other, but notice the massive amount of attorneys that have office and are participating in this whole scenario of our government management. You look at the amount of presidents that were attorneys, and it wasn't that many. And you look at the assistants to presidents, some were doctors, some were actually surgeons. We had farmers like Washington, because our government was supposed to reflect the American people, and it is not anymore. And I will tell you this, there's growing concern. You cannot have all attorneys. And by the way, of course, the most major thing that none of us can overlook is the disastrous onslaught of massive shootings and what have you that is taking place, not in just recent weeks, but over many, many months. Since the beginning of this year, it's just been ongoing. The public is very concerned. People are telling me that they're almost afraid to go out, whether it's to church, to a movie, to an outdoor gathering, you name it, and to bring their kids with them. And I have to tell you that let's not even worry about phone calls coming in, because it's probably one of you that's commenting on what I've already made. But can I also say this to you, that I predicted, as Jessie Fries mentioned in the interview on MTR, she said, Kreskin, I vividly remember you predicting 5 years ago that this massive onslaught of shootings would take place and increase to the degree that it's now happening at this point. My concern is simply this. Let's not stop Congress or the members of our legislatures from forming a mass committee that's going to study this problem. In recent years, every time a committee was approached, it's been stopped. I'm not saying it's by special interest groups. I'm saying it's by groups that have financial interest in stopping the onslaught of what's going on. And I have to tell you that years ago, if our political figures were on vacation, they would have gotten their asses, both cheeks, back into the legislature and attended to this immediately, not waited the months upon months that have gone by.